My name is Richard, and this is The Rich Life, where I promote a rich lifestyle, specifically through what I'm doing, performance fasting focused lifestyle. I'm in a little bit over 2 months. I'm down almost 60 pounds at this point, and it just keeps falling off. I feel like I just have to share it. I'm so excited about it. Yeah, what's up everybody? Rich here, and I am extremely excited today to be able to share with you my recipe for my electrolyte water, my electrolyte rich water, my ER water recipe that I use while fasting. So what is ER water made of? So it's extra minerals that you add to your water while you're fasting to give you the electrolytes that you need while you're fasting. A lot of athletes use electrolyte drinks, or most all, and also a lot of fasters do as well. And so I've looked at all those recipes, I've done a ton of research, and as you know, you start to think about these things that you could just buy pre-made, and for one, you don't know what you're getting in them, you don't know what they're putting in them, you don't know the quality of what they're putting in them. But for another, they add weird stuff like sugar and other things that you just don't want while you're fasting, which for a triathlete or a marathon runner, a little bit of sugar, it doesn't hurt them at all. But for a faster, you really don't want to spike your insulin. You don't want those things in your diet while you're fasting. And so I'm able to make it myself. I'm out of a lot of the ingredients that I could just get from the local store. They're so simple, and you can add them in, and you can control the quality of your ingredients. And so it's been really helpful. It's pennies on the dollar compared to if you were just buying this stuff pre-made and adding it to your water, and you've also got preservatives and things like that in there that you don't want. Why is adding these minerals into your water important? Just to be clear, I do not recommend plain water fasting. Plain water fasting can cause a lot of issues because you're just basically flushing out the minerals constantly out of your body, which can lead to muscle cramps and all sorts of issues that you could have, especially if you have fasting as a lifestyle, which I absolutely do. And so I'm very much cognizant of that. It can cause issues with your nerves and your muscle cramps, and also being tired, and all these things that you don't want. Also, if you have electrolyte imbalances while you're fasting, especially on long-term fasts, this can cause issues with refeeding syndrome. So not getting enough electrolytes in you while you're fasting is one of the main reasons why people fail at fasting. And it's also one of the main reasons why people experience issues like the keto flu that can stop you from fasting. And so we're looking for the most healthy way to fast, the most successful way to fast. I'm just going to go real quick on what's in the ER water today. I will make some other videos later of me mixing the water. I'll make a video of all of the ingredients and the specifics of why I chose it, why it's important, and more details on that I think a lot of people want to know. Let's go over the ingredients of what you need in your ER water. First, you need water. 1 liter is what we're going to start with. And with your water, what I've really decided is that, do your own research, find the best quality water that you can get and use that. To start off, what's probably simpler is to just use whatever you're using today and that your body's used to, and start adding these ingredients into it. I like to add my water into glass whenever I mix it. I think if you mix it in a plastic container, it'll kind of taste funny after multiple hours and multiple days, and I don't like that. I don't really know what the issue is there that it's doing with the plastic, but I don't experience the same thing whenever I'm mixing it into a better container than plastic. So the first ingredient, Himalayan pink salt. Now, Himalayan pink salt is packed with minerals. It's a very high quality type of salt. Do not buy your Himalayan pink salt from the dollar store. A lot of times they just take regular salt and they'll just dye it red. So make sure that you're getting high quality ingredients for your fasting. I think it's important. It's just sodium chloride on the Himalayan pink salt that I purchase. And here it is. I think I got this at Costco. You know, you could also get the fine grain salt, which I like actually better because it mixes in your water a little bit easier. The bigger stuff, you know, the rocks will mix as well. They will dissolve, so that's not an issue. But 1/4 teaspoon is equal to 385 milligrams of sodium. And so you just take a 1/4 teaspoon and pour it into your water, and that's a great start. Himalayan pink salt. Also, I think what everybody's going to be big time interested in is the potassium, and I get that from no salt. So it's potassium chloride powder. This no salt is just something I bought at the first grocery store I looked at. It's got lots of them, and so it's fairly common out there for anybody, especially, you know, in the North America area. But it's got potassium. There's other types of potassium you can buy online. I think Now makes a potassium that you could buy on the internet. And so, you know, the important thing though is I'm around 655 milligrams of potassium. If that's 1/4 teaspoon of no salt. So it's very simple. The potassium is great, and it's very important for the protection of your heart. And so there's potassium. You know, those two things actually make up what my wife administers in the ER that she works in. She's a nurse to her patients, and it makes up her IV. And so for all the people for sure in the IV bags, they're getting the sodium chloride. And then a lot of times for more cases where it's needed, they'll add potassium into those as well. And so this is very safe. And also we will go on to the baking soda. So baking soda, which is sodium bicarbonate, another 1/4 teaspoon. You notice how there I'm making it simple, where you just get a 1/4 teaspoon. You don't have to think about it. You don't have different measurements for everything that you're doing. It's simple. You got your 1/4 teaspoon and you're just dipping it in and putting it in. And also you can put this into, let's say, a gallon glass jug that you have, maybe a gallon glass tea jar that you have, and you can make a gallon at a time, you know, and just do a full teaspoon, put it in there, mix it in. You've got enough water for probably a couple days by doing that. And it's just so simple. It doesn't get any simpler than that. And that's 308 milligrams of sodium that's going to be adding in there. The baking soda is amazing. It's going to make your drink, your ER water, taste better. It's going to make your, you know, it's good for your kidneys. It's good for a lot of things, and it's added sodium in there for your electrolytes. So I definitely recommend baking soda. I think it's a great addition to the ER water. You can get started fasting safely with electrolytes right away. And I would just make sure on the baking soda that you get a high quality baking soda that says that it's good for eating. You know, there's some cheap stuff out there that you may want to avoid. There's lots of good baking sodas out there that are better for you and better for consumption and not just cleaning products. So with that, those three are amazing. I would like to now go into the optional options that we have. That's because I'm taking all of these in my ER water, and I've been doing it now for months. But with those three, you can get started and it's safe. But different people are going to be taking the ER water for different reasons. I've got a guy at work who's taking the ER water, and he's just a high-level athlete and just works out every day, and his body's just craving it. So even though he's a clean eater and he doesn't do sugar or white carbs, obviously his body's not getting the minerals that he needs, and so he's taking the ER water and he likes it. But for other people, you know, what I would like, these are so simple, you can get started right away with your ER water, but you know, as you can get these other ingredients, start adding them in, because as this becomes a lifestyle for you, these ingredients become more and more important to your overall health. And so also by just starting with these three, you're not really shocking your system with just a ton of nutrients at the same time and minerals at the same time, you know, because your body may be very mineral deficient and it won't know how to handle all these right away. So, you know, you may experience some diarrhea. And so start with these three and get them going and see how your body reacts to it. So as you get the magnesium glycinate, here it is right here. I bought it online, and I think glycinate is one of the best forms of magnesium that's easily absorbable. There's the citrates out there. I think those are a little bit too aggressive. And also you can get magnesium sulfate, which is basically just Epsom salt, which, by the way, most people are already deficient in magnesium without fasting. And so I do recommend the Epsom salt if you want to take Epsom salt foot baths, Epsom salt baths while you're fasting. I think it's great. You'll soak in that Epsom salt, that magnesium sulfate. But I think if you take that Epsom salt and you put it in your ER water, you're going to have diarrhea, is my experience. So I don't recommend it. But with this that I bought, we're looking to get 100 milligrams of magnesium that I'm adding in every time I mix the ER water. And so with this, it's 1/8 teaspoon. And so it's half, you know, I just take my 4th teaspoon and I do half the amount and I throw it in my ER water, and magnesium is great. Also zinc. So zinc, I get it in form of zinc oxide, is a great mineral to have while you're fasting. 25 to 50 milligrams a day. So what I've got is this zinc picolinate from Now, which I bought off the internet, and it just comes in these capsules. And what I do is once a day, I will break these open and pour them in to my ER water. And so I'm getting my zinc for the day. I think they're great. They're easy to take, but it's not something you're going to be constantly adding, breaking a pill open with every time you redo your ER water. I do want to mention that as you buy things, if it's in pill form, I am opening up the pill and pouring into my water. And so that it's not, as you're fasting, you don't want pills and these concentrated solutions of things going into your body on a fully empty stomach and, you know, going into your gut and breaking open with a very concentrated dose right there. I recommend not to take pills while you're on a fast. I do take my vitamins and things while I am refeeding and I've got food in my belly, and those that I'm taking have a lot of other minerals and phytonutrients in them that help me while I'm fasting. And I'll do a video about those in the future as well. But I just want to warn on the pills, I don't recommend pill form of anything while you have a fasted stomach. Which, by the way, the amount that I'm drinking is probably around 3 liters a day. Most people could get away with 2. You know, if you're a very active, high-level athlete, you may need 4. But, you know, even if you took 6, you'll be fine. So that's kind of how I've made this. So this is something that you should be making it and just sipping it throughout the day. You don't need anything else but your ER water. And I would recommend not chugging it because you'll get so many minerals at once. It may give you diarrhea. You know, just sip it throughout the day, sip it throughout the day. You want that constant electrolytes and hydration getting into your body. So that's zinc. I think it's great stuff. It's helping my sleep as well. And then I've thrown iodine in there. I got multiple questions on, well, you're doing the Himalayan pink salt, well, you're not getting iodine. And iodine is very important for preventing tumors and growths and all sorts of stuff. And actually, that's how it originally in the US, the government had the salt companies add iodine into the salt because the people inland weren't getting any iodine and the people around the coast were getting lots of iodine, and the inland people were getting tumors and growths and things like that. So iodine is great. You know, I think if you're fasting, it's even better. And what I'm getting is just this J. Crow solution that's 2%. And I just bought it online. And I'm just adding a drop a day. And I've been doing that for a while. I'm about to go to 2 drops a day. and just see how I feel. You want to make sure that any changes you make with your stuff, that you're doing stuff slowly and seeing how it goes. And so that's your iodine. These things are optional. These things are to be added in later, you know, maybe after you've been doing this a week and see how you feel, then add in some magnesium, add in some, you know, for another week, and then add in some zinc while you're doing your fasting lifestyle for another week. Add in some iodine. I mean, I take them all. I think they're amazing. My body actually craves this stuff, especially on longer fasts. I feel so much better whenever I drink it, and I'm just craving it, and it's making me feel just amazing. And I can tell a big difference when I've gone a couple hours without sipping on any ER water. I do want to mention that as you add in these extra ingredients, what your water becomes more like is dialysate. So if you're on dialysis as a patient with issues, or even if you had, let's say you got in a bad wreck and they can't feed you or anything, what they're going to do is they're going to put you on a mixture that has all of these things to keep you alive and healthy while your body recovers. So my point is with this is that it's safe and it's fine for you and it's just going to help you. And so it's a great mixture that's been heavily researched, and a lot of fasters do it. A lot of athletes are doing mixtures like this, and it's so cheap. All right, so to wrap this up, everybody, drink as needed. You know, drink as much as you need. Don't overdrink this stuff, or you could become waterlogged, and you could retain water from doing that. Really learn through your fasting, you're going to be able to do this at a whole new level. Learn to listen to your body. And I definitely recommend that. The thing that I like the most about this is that it's so cheap, and you can literally fast for days on just some salted water and do it very healthy, have lots of energy. I know for me, we looked in our budget and we're saving off of just me doing this, $400 a month off of my fasting lifestyle. And as I'm starting to do some longer fasts, it's got to be even more. And I know my brother's looked at it, and he's saving over $1,000 a month out of his budget from, you know, not eating 3 meals a day, but just eating one meal every couple of days. It's just so cheap. And so it's the thing, what these cost, it's so minimal. And just for a couple of bucks, you can have months worth of these products, if not years, and just fast off of that. And so I love it. I'm so excited to share it with y'all. I want to hear your feedback on how you feel while you fast with electrolytes and not just plain water, which I don't recommend. And I can't wait for the next video to see you guys on it to explain some more. So everybody have a blessed night and keep fasting furious, my friends.